Islam, Islam, Islam. How's my family? Happy holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Peace, peace, peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Alafia, alafia, alafia. God bless, God bless, God bless. Que pasa, que pasa, que pasa. How everybody doing? How everybody doing? How everybody doing? One more time, happy holy day for all Muslims all over the world. At this time, I'm gonna give. I'm open up with the Moorish American prayer. 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, feet at a 45-degree angle, heels touching. Repeat the Moorish American prayer after myself. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Islam. I give praise to the author, the creator, governor of the world, the almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible Allah. We give highest honors to His Moorish love thought, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, for bringing us our nationality and our divine creed in hopes that we may return back to the state of mind of our ancient forefathers, honoring the highest principles known to man, the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I give honors to the forerunner prophet, Brother Marcus Garvey, who I know for one particular saying that goes like this: up, up, you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Okay, putting extreme emphasis on the will. We have to understand our will and how it works. We have to be taught, you know what I'm saying? We have to seek in order to find the understanding, overstanding of the will. I give honors to the past leaders of the Moore Science Tip of America, Brother Miglio, Brother Small Bay, Brother Lovey Bay, and Brother, let me do it one more time, Brother Miglio, Brother Small Bay, Brother Lovey Bay, and Brother Foreman Bay. Okay, I think it's all of them. It's strange that I ran into that complication. Work on that. uh, but I give honors to the past leaders of the Moore Science Tip of America. I give honors to the present leaders of the Moore Science Tip of America. I give honors to all Moors here, there, and everywhere. I give honors to our guests. I give honors to our sympathizers. We give honors to our supporters. You know what I'm saying? We give honors to our divine, holy, and world. No, I ain't gonna say worldly family. Well, we get honors to everybody, so worldly family too. uh, but we want to stand honors where honors is due in the science of those that are striving, those that are fighting the good fight. You see what I'm saying? You know, so keep that in mind. We give honors where honors is due. It's not. At this time, I'll be reading from Salvation of Our Unity, the Moore Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Hold on. Write it. It's going to help me be able to confirm the words that are on the paper, even though they are I memorized. Okay. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before every member, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Fridays are holy day of the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father. For that cause Friday is the holy day for all Moslems all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Keep that in mind. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of thus said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and the divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, color folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted into 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Noble Drew Ali, founder of Moorish American Prayer. All right, family. It's also customary before demonstrating before a body of Moors that one reads the additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Additional Act 1. Grand Sheiks and governors and heads of all temples, all businesses, each said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Before acting upon by any members, let it be financed property or any line of life that would cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that would cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restrictions, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheik. Additional Act 2. All members are to attend their ADAPT meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on the meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he would be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid, and if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift a nation. Additional Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Additional Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Additional Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire. And let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to, goes out from the Sunday school, comes to gathers of the nation. Additional Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part impartial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted into 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the God of the universe, ordained Noble Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabite who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Additional Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you're entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from the Holy Prophet Noble Ali through the guidance of his Father God Allah. That has been reading from the additional law. It's also customary before demonstrating before a body of Moors, the one reads from the Holy Quran of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Ali, by the guiding of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to man from the sinful and fallen states of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. Okay. Keeping something in mind. Act 4. Let me quote Act 4 real quick. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. Excuse me. Okay. Here we go. I guess I go here and then go from there. Okay. The million. Okay. Let's go here. We're gonna read chapter 47. Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. Okay. Just gonna start at the top. You know what I'm saying? See if we can learn something from reading today. Okay. Okay. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Okay. A lot of us probably didn't know that. Okay. That the inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Old man Cush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were second. Then came the word Ethiopia, which means the demarcation line of the dominion of the Moslems, the first true and divine name of Africa. Ooh, that's interesting. Let me read it again. His father Ham and his family were second. They came after old man Cush. Okay, then the word Ethiopia, which means the demarcation line of the dominion of a Mexican, the first true and divine name of Africa, the dividing of the land between the Father and the Son. Okay, so Ethiopia represents uh, uh, the demarcation line, which is the dividing of the land between the Father and the Son. Old man Cush and his son Ham. Okay, let's see, his father Ham. No, old man Cush was the son of Ham. Okay, yeah, I had it wrong. Okay, let me continue. The dominion of Cush, northeast and southeast Africa. Okay, the dominion of Cush, northeast and southeast Africa, and northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. So Ham had the northwest southwest, Cush had the northeast southeast. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Lands joined them. The Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit Northwest Africa. They were the founders and the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. The Moabites were, okay? With their Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking new homes. So you had the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, and the Moabites hanging out on the same land, okay, working together, you know, as different tribes, you would say. Yeah. Yeah, Moabite tribe, Canaanite tribe. Yeah. Okay, let me continue. Their dominion and habitation extended from northeast and southwest Africa across the great Atlantis, even unto the present North, South, and Central America, and also Mexico and the Atlantis Islands before the great earthquake, which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so it's telling you right there that this landmass, which is now divided into 7 continents, was all one landmass before the great earthquake. You know what I'm saying? Did they teach us that in school? No, I think they might have looked over that. Okay, they might have looked over that. Okay, the river Nile was dredged and made by the ancient pharaohs of Egypt in order to trade with the surrounding kingdoms. Also, the Niger River was dredged by the great pharaoh of Egypt in those ancient days for trade, and it extends eastward from the river Nile westward across the great Atlantic. It was used for trade and transportation. Okay. According to all true divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family because all the inhabitants of Africa were in awe of the human race, descendant of the ancient Canaanite nation from the holy land of Canaan. What your forefathers were, you are today without doubt or contradiction. There is no one who is able to change man from the decent nature of his forefathers unless his power stand beyond the great universal creator Allah himself. The first thought that I gotta sit back, my back is hurt. The first thought that just come to my mind was we've been taught uh, we've been taught, man, I lost that thought. Where I was going to go with that. Okay, according to all true divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family because all the inhabitants of Africa were and all the human race descend. Okay, yeah. We've been taught that we were something that was really nothing. You see what I'm saying? And through being taught this, we just go with the flow. See, we lack knowledge, and not just any knowledge. We lack knowledge of law. Law governs all events. Law governs everything. You know what I'm saying? Because determined on what you do or what you don't do, depending on who you are at a certain time, situation, or circumstance, the law would dictate whether or not you were right or wrong. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't know the law, then you can find yourself out of law. Real easy. I'm gonna express it like this. If you don't know God's law, how can you be right in anything that you do? Because God determines what's right and wrong, right? Okay. So if you're not in tune with your God self, then you're not competent to determine what's right and wrong. It means you're considered one of the deaf, dumb, and blind. That just accept it for what it is. Because we're trying to get to the bottom of the problem that's really going on within our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? But who's the problem with? The problem is with the people. You know what I'm saying? So what problem do the people have? They suffer from the lack of knowledge. Well, what's the proof of that? They're killing each other. They poisoning each other. They're keeping a foot on each other's necks. You see what I'm saying? They hating each other. They lying to each other. They don't trust each other. They don't depend on each other. They don't rely on each other. You know, they don't have no peace amongst each other. Ain't that what the Negro is? Ain't that what it means to be deaf, dumb, and blind? Is to be in disharmony with everything, all because you lack knowledge of self. You not lack knowledge of law. You lack knowledge of things that are significant, and you have little knowledge in those things that are insignificant. You know how they say that you got three types of people in the world? And I can't probably quote it. Well, I'm not going to quote it the way you might have heard it. I'm going to quote it the way I remember it. You got people that think and talk about other people. Okay. Then you got people that think and talk about events. Okay. Then you got people that think and talk about ideals. I'm just going to put it that way. Okay. In other words, you got people spend most of their time talking about other people. So they making other people more significant than themselves. You know how we do it. Jordan ducked last night on Cream Abdul-Jabbar. You see what I'm saying? And we spend hours talking about that dunk. See the value and significance that we give a person who's participating in what they call a professional sport that they advertise on TV that a lot of people watch, give their time to. But yet you don't take time for yourself to ask yourself how you feel. Ask yourself, are you cool? Establish with yourself that we good. And if we not good, we don't have time to be watching nobody else perform their life when we have yet to get our life together. Okay? You got people who talk about events. Hey man, you hear about Puffy's party? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Jay-Z was there. Even though we talk, the event is the party. The people kind of like enhance the party, but the event is the party, not more so the people. I'm naming the people because the people's at the party. You know what I'm saying? In this example that I'm giving. But it becomes this event that gets talked about for however long people talk about events. You know what I'm saying? Which this event is Puffy Party, you know, uh, and what the party may have consisted of if you was that, the different things that happen within the whole event. This is another type of people that spend a lot of time talking about someone else's event when they neglect what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Giving attention to what kind of events are you creating? What kind of events are you establishing in your life that's beneficial towards your goals, aspiration, and dreams? You see what I'm saying? See, our values are messed up. We so far outside ourselves and valuing things that we know the true value is within. But that ain't what we've been taught. So that ain't our reality. That ain't how we see it. So that means we've been misled. We've been misdirected. We've been hoodwinked. That's what it means when they say that. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been hidden ahead at high noon and buried in the shadow grave. You know, that's what these things mean. And then you got that third person. You know what I'm saying? He spends or she spends their time creating ideas. You know what I'm saying? Creating $1,000,000 ideas or $1,000 ideas. You know what I'm saying? Or hundreds of $1,000 ideas or $1,000,000,000 ideas. But that's what ideas do. When you spend time creating ideas, they produce, you know what I'm saying, monetary gain. Okay. And ideals have value. Matter of fact, it's the ideal that this man or woman created that manifested in events and in making people famous that everybody can talk about. You see what I'm saying? So you say, how does this tie in with Africa and what it was saying about Africa? One, it's a similar message to that I gave not too long ago. But the essence of it is knowing thyself. I can't say it like that. Knowing thyself. It's knowing who you are. Let me give this to you. I think it's an eagle born amongst the chickens. That's just what I call it. I can't remember the title of it, but it's a story about an eagle, and they ended up in a chicken coop. Okay, so here it is. This eagle lay her eggs, got her eggs in the nest. You know what I'm saying? She flies off to go, let's just say, get some food for her newly hatched eagle. Okay, and new baby eagle was roaming around the. Let's just say the mother eagle went out and got some worm for her future eagle, which was still in the shell. Okay, and let's just say the way the nest hit, or let's just say a bird came through and hit the tree as it flew by and tilted the nest, and the egg fell out and rolled down the hill and landed up in the chicken coop, okay, around the chicken eggs, okay. And this eagle born among chickens and always thought that it was a chicken because it lived around chickens for so long and it did what chickens did. Not understanding that they've been looking outside and seeing all these chickens, but never really seeing themselves because they looking outside themselves. They see people, they see events, you know what I'm saying, instead of seeing ideal of things, you know what I'm saying, which is the main idea of anything you want to establish yourself, you know, because it takes you to create the ideal. So you got to know who you are. You got to know what your potential is. You got to know your gifts. So it means you got to give time to yourself. It's important to invest in you, okay? Because through investing in you, learning who you are, you learn your power. And the reason why you can't imagine yourself being powerful is because you don't know who your ancestors were. Because to know who your ancestors were is to know who your God is. How you gonna know your God and not know your ancestors? How you gonna know your ancestors and not know your God? See, they both go together. So if Father confirms that the majority of people is deaf, dumb, and blind because of the knowledge that they lack about themselves. They're going around pretending, thinking that they chickens when really they eagles and they can fly much higher than chickens. You know what I'm saying? They got abilities, capabilities, and potential and talents and skills that allow them to soar past what they've been taught, what they've been told, what they've been indoctrinated with, what they've been limited to, you know. But it comes a time when we come aware of this information where you have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility. And you have to get this knowledge. You got to find out, man, if what Merle Bay is talking, then I gotta be about my business. If what this brother is saying is true, then I gotta find out because I won't be free too. Because I understand that the truth sets you free. And if I understand the truth sets you free, then I'm gonna be a seeker of truth, like I am. I'm look, you know, we complain about people always being on their phone, even though I don't always be on my phone. But when I am on my phone, I'm seeking knowledge. I'm tapping into somebody that I think that can teach me something that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm tapping into somebody that's in tune to where I know that the probability is great that God is going to speak through them to me. So I tune in and I listen and I wait to hear God's voice. You know God's voice when you got a relationship with God. You know when He's speaking to you. Because when He says something through whoever He's speaking through, it's going to hit you right on the head. But some of y'all don't know God. And when someone hits you with that truth, you're offended. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get upset. You know, you ain't ready to hang around. You run, cause it ain't your time. You ain't ready. It's cool, you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? But you better get ready, you're gonna miss out. But if you consciously miss out and you see you missing out and you choose to miss out, alhamdulillah, you know, it's your choice. You're entitled to that. But a lot of people want better, don't know better, so they can't get better because they don't know what to do. They don't know what better is. But to know better, to get better, you have to do better. Key word is do. Let me put it in other words. What you haven't been doing, you got to start doing. And if you don't know what it is that you need to do, then you need to start looking. You need to start asking God to direct you where you need to go to find out where you need to start, where your beginning begins. So I'm saying it like I had to say, it ain't no excuses to not have, But everything that you obtain right now is going to be to feed this. This is your soul. This is your earth that you got to plant your seeds in order for something to grow. It's got to grow from you. It's got to come from you. Can't keep looking for somebody else to provide for you. It ain't what men do. It ain't what women do. It ain't what conscious people do who have knowledge of self. Because when you have knowledge of self, you become conscious. You become independent. You don't stay dependent on others. Because consciousness is in self. It's a sign that you have woken up. Up means you was down. So you got up. And when you got up, you see more than what you see. So because you see more, it means you do more. See, the people that's still down, they don't see what you see. So they liable to start judging you, start hating on you, start talking about you. Because they don't understand. And people that don't understand are always talking about something they don't understand. But you can't let that distract you. You can't let that deter you from your mission or your goal of seeking knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep raising up. Why? Because what you see is great. It's holy. It's divine. It's magnificent. It's captivating. It's fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? It's nourishing. It's providing. You feel security with it. And you got to use that to keep going because it's giving you something that you ain't never had before. And that's how you know you got the truth. That's how you know you found it. Because unlike anything else, and don't waste your time trying to prove to nobody. Because try to prove to somebody is to say you have the power to wake somebody up. And you might not have the power to wake nobody up. You know what I'm saying? In other words, what I'm saying, don't waste your time trying to give people something that's meant for you. You know what I'm saying? You get it, you cultivate it, and you let God direct you to whatever you decide to do. So when you do it, you do it well, and you're successful. So be what you know and not what you're told. You know what I'm saying? And always be able to stand accountable for your actions instead of always want to make up excuses or lie about something you said or did. You a man, be a man. Say, yeah, I done it. I said it. You know what I'm saying? Or you be a coward and lie and tuck behind your mama's dress. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody to see that it was you. You know what I'm saying? It don't look right, do it? Grown man hide behind his mama's dress. Mentally. He ain't physically doing it, he's doing it mentally because he acting like a little girl for real, because that's how little girls supposed to behave. You know what I'm saying? For my little boys, we stand a little firm, a little tough. We don't run around like no little girl. We discipline. We have some firmness about ourselves. But see, a lot of us didn't grow up like that either. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference when you mature. Because when you mature, the little boy don't stay a little boy. The little boy grow up. The little boy mature. The little boy heals. Because you can't mature without healing. You know what I'm saying? And you can't heal without maturing. They come together. It's so much that we're not informed. And that's the reason why we lost. But in order to be found, you have to admit that you're lost. You can't have no shame. You can't be embarrassed. That's like getting knocked out, and you coming through. You don't remember. But once you look around and you see, hold up, and it start to come back to you and somebody tell you, man, dude, not you the boop boop out. You see what I'm saying? Even though they said it that way, you still can't get in your emotion, your feeling. You gotta accept the fact that this person knocked you out, rendered you unconscious. Because if you don't accept that reality, then you're going to suffer even more psychologically because you're in denial. You never want to be in denial about nothing. Face it. Yeah, he knocked me out. Okay, I came through. I'm still alive. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? You can't move on without accepting what happened. You know, because if you're in denial, every time somebody bring that truth up, you can't face it. And you meet with more complication, more confusion, more emotion, potential fights and arguments, all because you in denial. You being hard-headed, you know. That ain't being a man. That ain't being a woman. Okay? So there's a level of responsibility even at our age, regardless of how old you are or how mature you think you are, that you can take on additional responsibility, you know what I'm saying, and grow up more than what you have already grown up, because it's a nonstop process, you know. So the more we learn about who we are, we come into our power, the power of our potential, our abilities. You know what I'm saying? Thinking way past the conditions that we in to where we begin to solve all our problems. Because that's what knowledge of self does. It raises you up, allow you to see more than what you've been seeing before. It allows you to see the things that's been hidden from you. It allows you to see the truth behind the lies that have been told. You know what I'm saying? So where a person once robbed you, now you're being enriched. You're being rewarded. Justice is being served. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you got the truth and it set you free. These are the things that's supposed to occur in your life when you obtain that truth. If you ain't, these things ain't happening in your life, then it ain't, you don't got no truth. That's so-called truth. That's what you consider truth. Because what is your truth freeing you from? Your condition is supposed to continuously get better as you seek truth. Every round goes higher and higher. You know what I'm saying? Every round goes higher and higher. We don't stay stagnated. You know, we don't stay undeveloped. We don't stay arrested. You know, we have to break out and eventually be who we are, because who we are is powerful and it can't stay hidden. It can't. It's not designed to hide. It's designed to shine. You know what I'm saying? This little mama gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. Oh, this little light of mine. Muslim mom gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Don't let that light shine. It was designed to shine. It can't be who it is without shining. What you afraid to shine for? You the brightest light in the room. And you ashamed of your light. Who told you to be ashamed of your light? They lied to you. They misled you. I'm going to share with y'all something that I hope marinates my soul and eventually start to gain root and stretch out through your core of your being and eventually grow. Okay? I'm going to say it in different ways. Just build up. Just try and throw different things. It's like pieces to the puzzle and see what it looks like at the end. You melanated people are the Aboriginal, Native Americans. You are the owners, creditors, executors sovereigns, aboriginals to this land. To this land, not Africa, even though we own the whole world, the whole earth. Okay, our people do own the whole earth. But you are natives here. And when you own something, it means whoever is on your land have to pay taxes to you. You see what I'm saying? And you don't pay taxes on your land. See, when I say the truth sets you free, when you start to demonstrate truth, it produces a better condition. It brings about different results. It brings about a change, a humongous change. The difference between being in the dark and then being in the light, it's a big difference. In the dark, you can't see. You know what I'm saying? You can adjust to the glow in the dark, but nothing's clear. You have to guess at everything. But when that light come on, man, like you move around freely and everything. Is this little light of mine? All right. Make me lose where I was at. Got me thinking about the light. What was I just talking about? Boy, that's why you don't supposed to read these people's comments. They throw you off. What was I just saying? Yeah. I almost grabbed it. Okay, yeah. I'm throwing different things out. Okay. What else I got? You had people that were wicked. Imagine somebody that's wicked, that's like con men. You know what I'm saying? When con men come around, you gotta be careful. Because they get to talking, man, they'll swindle you out of your drawers. You know what I'm saying? They so slick and smooth. Okay? That's how the Caucasians, Europeans, when they came over to this land by way of Mr. Columbus, as they say, who supposedly discovered America. It opened the door for them to learn what was going on. You know, they had ulterior motives. So they came to learn the people and how they were. And they seen that they was very high vibrational, very intelligent, you know what I'm saying, to a fault. Okay. Because you can be so good, in other words, you got that spectrum, that line, right? In the center is 0. To the left is negative numbers, -1, 2, 3, all the way up. To the right is +1, 2, 3, all the way up. Okay. We like in the biggins as far as positivity, high vibrational mindset. We haven't never witnessed scheming, conniving, and deceit on the level that these people came demonstrating. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why when we first experienced these people kill one of us in the manner in which they did, the shock, you know what I'm saying, was so devastating. You know what I'm saying? Because we was vulnerable to violence. You know what I'm saying? Not that we couldn't fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's like meet evil for the first time. It's like a boogeyman. You get scared. You know what I'm saying? It's how you talk. Boogeyman scare you, jump. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say is that uh uh damn, I just got thrown off again. Islam, brother Islam. Uh lately I've been getting deep in my thinking, and I lose myself. I get way out there. But let me share something real quick. Something that happened to me yesterday. I took a break and went outside, went to the roof, and I looked out at the sun because the sun was beaming out. It's like the evening sun. It was in the process of setting, but it was shining real bright. The sun, they say don't look at the sun and mess your eyes up. Malcolm X always say the opposite is the truth. So if they say to do something, I know to do the opposite. Okay, and it worked out good for me. Okay, always. But I'm looking at the sun, and I'm looking at it as long as I can, and then I know eventually I'm gonna have to look off, and then look back, look off. So that's how I gaze at the sun and strengthen my eyes. Okay, but when I happened to look at the sun, I stared at it, and when I stared at it, it got to the point where it's bright, where I'm visually getting ready to turn, it like it dimmed. It like it opened up to me. And I'm looking at this round circle that looked like a pearl. Looked like a big pearl, but with a shadow. It's kind of like glimpsing, like shaking, vibrating. And around the rim of it, it's like a real, like a fire light. It's a bright, intense light, but not intense to the eye, but intense to the sight of it, because it's like fire, but yellow, red, and you know what I'm saying? The color of fire. Yellow. You see what I'm saying? But it's more yellow and white because it's that bright. But it's glimpsing through the circle on the edges. Like it's trying to keep covering it up. Like light trying to come through, but the circle that looks like a pearl, it covers it up. It keep balancing it. Okay. But as I look closer, guess what I see? I see the clouds. It's like the circle, right? There's clouds, and you can see the cloud, the fullness of the cloud straight through it, looking through the sun. It's like the sun there is there, but it's like it was there, but by me looking real close at it, open myself up to it, it's like it wasn't really there because I seen the cloud straight through it. And I ain't never experienced nothing like that. And it's my first time sharing it with somebody. I said somebody. It's more like everybody that's listening. But I need to share it with somebody, hoping somebody give me some feedback on what that means. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we just had that the full moon just came in, or new moon, whatever moon it was. It was a certain moon that just jumped off yesterday. I'm slowly but surely getting into that and understanding the influence and what it means and everything. Because knowledge is power. And we suffer what? For the lack of knowledge. So why should I be in lack when I can seek, find, and be abundant? You see what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Back to knowledge of self and the importance of understanding who you are and what you're made up of and what you're capable of doing. Okay, yeah, I was throwing things at y'all about this land as far as being yours and how you paying taxes on your own land. And y'all know that saying, no taxation without representation. Who represents you in politics, in government? What you paying taxes for if it ain't nobody represent you? What? What you saying? The Democrats represent you? You saying the Republican represents you? You know what I'm saying? No, you got to have a party that represents your people, and it's like a voice for your people. You know what I'm saying? Your nation of people, but you don't even know your nation. And it's the whole point of my message. Don't keep going on. I can't even get it off. Don't continue with your life not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep denying yourself knowledge of self. Because one is the greatest love of all. Okay. Two, your wealth lies within knowledge of self. Anything that you can ever value as a man and as a woman lies within your identity, lies within your nationality, lies within who you are. And there's nothing more important in life other than who you are. And why is it nobody else has told you that? Why is it that no one has taught you that coming up? Why is it that you're just now learning that knowledge of self is of paramount importance? But it's better to learn now than to never learn. I don't care if you're 15. I don't care if you're 30. I don't care if you're 45. I don't care if you're 65. You can be 85 or even 105. If the truth gonna set you free, the moment you discover it, then whatever time you got left on this earth, you should be seeking that. Because there's nothing more valuable. And when you begin to value yourself, all them problems that you grew up with dealing with your parents, all them problems that you're dealing with now as a parent, you know what I'm saying? All the problems you're dealing with in life, period, all them problems go away, guaranteed. They go away. But you got because you got them problems because you have no structure. You have not the proper foundation. You can't grow up and go off in life and live life without knowledge of self. Come on, that's like throwing you to the wolves. Ain't that what happened? They threw us to the wolves. Just didn't know that we had the potential, you know what I'm saying, to beat them wolves, to outsmart them wolves. You know what I'm saying? But yet we still living on that level instead of rising above what we've been taught, what our captives have shared with us, what our fiduciaries have told us, you know, versus what they should have told us. You know, not much of fiduciary if they gonna lie, but they operate on assumption or based on what you say or don't say. Okay, but this knowledge we need to understand. Uh, what else can I say? The flag, that United States flag that you been told is a government flag, is not a government flag. It's a commerce flag. You know. Uh, remember they used to we used to say the Pledge of Allegiance in elementary. I think we did it in middle school, and I don't know if we did it in high school. We do it in high school too. Where it say, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation under God, in liberty and justice for all," something like that, right? What part of that is true? I mean, here it is: one nation under God, individual. Let me say, I can't remember how it started out, but they mention about republic form of government. They say a republic. They say justice for all. Okay, liberty. You see what I'm saying? Y'all say we up under democracy. Uh, was it Republican form of government? Uh, freedom. What freedom do we have? You see what I'm saying? Where they can kill you dead in the street and get away with it, abuse you, misuse you, imprison you. You know what I'm saying? On false charges. It don't even gotta be true. Keep you in prison when they supposed to let you free after you file redress of grievance. You see what I'm saying? Everything's the opposite. The lie is the truth, and the truth is the lie, which leaves the people confused. But the only way you're going to wake up if you begin to question the very thing that you're being told, the very thing that you're being indoctrinated with, the very thing that you're being taught that is this way versus any other way. You have to begin to question things and let that light shine and be courageous in all that you do. Don't be afraid of nobody, because nobody can't do nothing to you unless you let them. And that's why you got to understand your rights, understand what you can do and can't do in every given situation. Because if you end up doing how you feel, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to be crying. You're going to be upset. You're going to be angry. You know what I'm saying? But see, we call them cell warriors. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the cell, you talk all that stuff. But when them cells open, you quiet as a church mouse. Because you know you're liable to get smacked or knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And then the cell warrior, nobody knows who's saying what they're saying because they all the way down the hall. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with people. They say what they're going to do in certain situations, but when them situations come about, it's the opposite. Even further, that's more insane that they won't even learn from that experience. They'll take themselves through that over and over again instead of admitting that, okay, hold up, I've been through this before. I know if I do this or say this, this is going to happen. And don't do that or say that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, say the opposite and see how it's going to work out. We got to be open to learn from the mistakes that we make, or we're going to keep being the fools that we've been and being deaf, dumb, and blind, and being lost in the sauce, you know, and being smoked with the lie and never being exposed to the truth and complaining all our life about why this is going on, why that going on, why this person doing that, why they allowed to get away with this, and that. You letting them get away with it because you don't know who you are. And by not knowing who you are, they told you who you are. You went along with it, but yet you're not content with the results. But you ain't doing nothing about it, too. It come a time, family, that we got to learn to listen to each other. Each one teach one. Man sharpen man and steel sharpen steel. Two brains is great. See, we only know basic mathematics. We think one, being an individual, being separate from everybody, gives you power. You know what I'm saying? Makes you valuable, makes you important, makes you better off. But always complain about not having nobody in your life. You see how you destroy yourself? You see how you your own worst enemy? Because you want to be stubborn. You want to be just like your mama. You want to be just like your daddy. You know what I'm saying? You want to be just like whoever raised you. Not dreaming that you can do all else. Not dreaming that you can do better. Not thinking that you can think outside the box and not be a crowd in the box. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to keep getting pulled down. You know, you can kick them people off of you and come up out of there. Don't be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? By people to stay down with them when you're trying to come up. You got to understand who your real enemies are and who your real friends are. Your friend pull you, they don't pull you down. The people you love pull you up, they don't pull you down. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it goes. Just because that ain't the way it is, accepting things the way they are. You have to be the change, the right example. You got to go through whatever you got to go through to reestablish a new and a Ain't nothing gonna happen. Don't the men supposed to go out and get the bacon and bring it home? Men supposed to pave the way for everything. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What happened? Your mind been worked on for a long time. Your mama's mind was worked on. Her mama's mind was worked on. You know what I'm saying? Out of fear, they hid you up under the skirt, made you into a feminine. You know what I'm saying? Just to save your life. Okay? See, we gotta come up out of that feminism. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't have no feminine ways. You know what I'm saying? Because we both feminine and masculine. Okay? But men have to be masculine, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree to be a man. Okay? You can't be a feminine and be passive and be a man. Don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be masculine. You got to be firm, which means founded in something that's firm and that what works for the good of yourself and your loved ones and your community. You see what I'm saying? As long as you're doing things that are in harmony and for the good of yourself, your family, and your community, you're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And you're making progress, you're doing the right thing. If you ain't doing that yet, you don't know the right thing is. And that don't include no 9 to 5. I'm talking about you got to step out of the 9 to 5 and be independent to even think about being a man. You say, man, this dude ain't crazy. You mean I can't have no 9 to 5 and be a man? Think about what a 9 to 5 is. Stop subjecting yourself to less. You don't own the company. What you saying? You can't own no companies? You can't be the CEO of no company. You can't be the president. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the CFO, the COO. You can't be the owner. You can't be the stockholder. Come on. Reach. How can I see it? There's many ways I can say it, but I'm going to say it like this. Reach within your potential. You see what I'm saying? In order to reach within your potential, you got to know your potential. So study and find out your potential. When you understand your potential, when you understand your potential, no, when you look into your potential, when you see what you're going to see, that's when your life going to change. That's when it changes. When you start to see yourself in a new light, that's when life changes. Because that's when you start to believe. Because that's when you start to see that, oh, hold up, I didn't see this at first. So it's like being in the dark and that light spark. When you catch that spark, you got to follow that spark. And through that spark, that light gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you start to see more and more and more and more. And you in the process of saving yourself because you're getting degrees of the truth every day. But each time you get a truth, you got to be that truth. You got to practice it. You got to commit to it. You know, that's like, for example, when I adopted 5 principles, the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, right? Love is respect. And let's just say unconditional respect for self and others. Okay. So I had to respect everybody, regardless what anybody else done. You know, I had to work towards it. Because certain times I find myself in a heated situation and I was still being disrespectful. Okay. So I had to refrain from being disrespectful, what I was used to doing, and I had to start being respectful. You know, I had to start controlling my emotions and stop taking things personal. Okay, I had to stop lying. I had to start telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where I exposed myself. So I had to be crafty. I had to be calculated. Okay, we give you an example on that. You know, I was indigent at certain points. I used to get stamps, right? Just accumulate my stamps where I was indigent. Because you get stamps, paper, and envelope. Okay, maybe even a pencil or pen. But I was accumulating my stamps. So when somebody asked me, do I got stamps? That's basically saying, can they get some stamps? Okay. Now they didn't say, can I borrow some stamps until such time. They said, can I get some stamps? And I'm like, no, I don't got none. And I know I just lied because I do got some. Okay. So I feel uncomfortable about that because I ain't supposed to be lying. I'm supposed to be practicing the principle of truth. So what I did was when someone asked me for stamps, I try to figure out how can I say it without lying, and I will practice on it. Okay, I can't stand it. That's why you start saying, "Hey man, you got some stamp, man. I can't stand it." Or I say, "Oh man, I don't got it like that." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got it like that. I don't got it to give. I got it to use it what I need to use it for. You know what I'm saying? So I made it a means of communicating and express exactly what I mean, so I won't find myself lying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you got to commit to this change. You have to be what it is you talking about. And it's not hard. It takes you investing time in you, thinking about you and not Michael Jordan, thinking about you and not Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about you and not Puffy's Party. You see what I'm saying? You got to put time into you. You got to learn to love you and value you. You value you when you improve you. You value you when you invest in you and you see your abundance grow. You see your value increase. You know what I'm saying? Because when you see your value, it makes you feel like a glow of light. You know what I'm saying? To where you're happy, you overjoyed, you feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you are good. And when you are good and you find yourself you good at something and you practice and you share it, you feel even better. You see what I'm saying? And then you find yourself you're doing it quite often. Sharing has gifted you with, whether it's singing, speaking, drawing, you know, creating or making something or fixing something or whatever it may be. Do it, charge a reasonable fee for it, and we can patronize one another. You know what I'm saying? I buy your product or your services, and you buy my product and services. You know what I'm saying? I support you morally. You know what I'm saying? You support me morally. You know what I'm saying? You know, we each one teach one. You give to me, I give to you. We give freely because what we want for ourselves, we want. Peace, love, and happiness, fam. That's what Allah has blessed me with on this holy day. Always I pray and hope that my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding inspire, motivates, or encourage you in one form, way, or fashion. Okay. Divine warning by the Prophet Noble Joe Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while they work in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans and cause confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive the reward from Allah for the unjust deeds. All true morals will and must obey the laws laid down to them by the prophet. If they lose confidence in the prophet, they should turn their card and button cease wearing the turban and fez, and return to the state where the prophet found you. This is a holy divine movement founded by the prophet Nabuju Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Nabuju Ali. There's been reading from the divine warning by the Prophet Nabuju Ali. I'm going to close out with the Moorish American prayer. 5 fingers on the left, 2 on the right, feet at a 45-degree angle, heels touching. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Ju Ali. Amen. That is the end of Holy Day. I thank and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out and participating in this Holy Day service. I pray and hope that y'all keep love on y'all mind. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful towards others. You know, and maintain that respect. You know what I'm saying? And love will shine everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? Because when you share love, you share respect. When man honors man, he honors Allah. And what man does for man, he does for Allah. Okay? So what you do to another man, you do to God. Okay? So you treat men the way you treat God. Plain and simple, fam. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You know, stop mistreat people. Stop talking crazy to people. Stop abusing people just because you was abused. Just because you hurt. You know, talk to somebody. Open up to somebody. Get it off your chest. Cry if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold that in. You hold it in, you're going to take it out on somebody. And that ain't going to be fair. All right? Peace, love, and happiness, family. Y'all have a great rest of y'all Friday. And let love lead the way. All right? Peace, peace, peace. My positive family, man, this peace, love, and happiness.